The M.O.U.S 9 is part of Mad Catz new Game Smart range. The concept behind this is that all products should work across many different platforms, so users only need to buy one product for all of their devices. Mad Catz are making it very clear that the M.O.U.S 9 is not designed with gaming at its heart. They found that the popular Rat 9 was frequently being used by consumers who liked the mouse but weren't using its gaming features, so they decided to release a high quality mouse that had less of a focus on gaming. The M.O.U.S 9 comes in 4 colours: gloss black, red, white and matte black. The device is much lighter than the previous Rat 9, which will be a welcome change to many, but it still feels very solid to hold. The one disadvantage about the gloss design is that if your hand starts sweating, it can become quite uncomfortable to hold. The M.O.U.S 9 is one of Mad Catz's first devices to use Bluetooth 4.0. This is a new specification of Bluetooth which allows devices to consume much less power, which is why the M.O.U.S 9 has an impressive battery life of 1 year. Few devices currently include Bluetooth 4.0, so if your computer doesn't have it, there is an included USB dongle. A big selling point of the Rat 9 was its adjustability. The M.O.U.S 9 features an extendable palm rest that can be moved to fit the size of your hand. I didn't think I would find this feature particularly useful, but after using the mouse in its adjusted state for a while, I found it uncomfortable to use when I returned to the default position. The mouse has the standard left and right buttons and scroll wheel as you would expect. In addition to these, the scroll wheel can be pushed to the left and the right, as well as downwards. There is also a button on the top next to the scroll wheel, a wing button, back and forward buttons, a thumb scroll, and a precision control button. Mouse makers seem to have trouble creating a good precision control button. It will either be so light that you accidentally press it all the time, or so firm that pressing it hinders your ability to move the mouse. I don't like to romanticize about buttons, but Mad Catz appear to have got their precision control just right. Mad Catz have also made it clear that, while the concept was originally created for gaming, the precision control can also be very helpful for apps such as Photoshop, where you might want more precise brush strokes. To use the mouse at its full potential, you have to download some drivers from Mad Catz's website. This allows you to then customize the commands associated with the 10 different buttons. I didn't find the software to be particularly well designed. It doesn't follow the user interface paradigms expected on either Windows or Mac, and to me it seems far too easy to accidentally clear whatever work you have done or to delete custom macros. Neither of these tasks is undoable. What has to be remembered, however, is that this isn't software you will be using frequently, so the poor design won't hinder your overall usage of the mouse. Despite this, the software is quite simple to use. You simply have to drag and drop commands to the appropriate mouse button. There are a set of preset commands such as navigating back and forward in web pages and changing volume and brightness. There are also a few more notable ones, such as the Instant Viewer, which gives Windows a snapshot of their open applications, just like Expose on the Mac. There is also the Magnifier, which pulls up a magnifying glass to get a closer look at things on the screen. If you like, you can also create your own macros through a relatively simple process, meaning you can create application-specific shortcuts. Of course, you won't want to have the same shortcuts in every single app. The software allows you to create as many profiles as you like, featuring a set of shortcuts that are specific to one application. There are also profiles available to download online, designed for the Adobe Creative Suite, Microsoft Office, and many popular games. You can switch between these using the status bar icon, but this can become tiresome if you are constantly changing apps. The software helps with this, allowing you to assign a profile to an application. The M.O.U.S 9 will then automatically change profiles every time this application is brought to the front. This is an unbelievably helpful feature, which somewhat makes up for the inability to store profiles on the mouse itself. There are some final points to note. The sensor on the mouse is a Glass Avago 8020, which means it should work on just about any surface, including glass. I even managed to get quite accurate tracking on my jeans. Those with a focus on specifications may be somewhat disappointed. The M.O.U.S 9 only has a DPI level of 990, which pales in comparison to other gaming mice. It also has a 125Hz report rate and 8ms response rate, neither of which are comparable to most gaming mice. What needs to be remembered, however, is that this is a consumer mouse first and a gaming mouse second. These specs are well above those which you would expect from a standard consumer mouse, and will definitely not be too much of a hindrance for the casual gamer. The mouse is quite pricey at £99.99, but for a casual gamer I think this is entirely justifiable. This is a mouse which will not only be pretty good for games, but it doesn't have an overwhelming feature set that would get in the way of everyday use. It could be seen then as the perfect in-between device, and the great build quality and numerous practical applications of the many buttons make this device well worth the money. If you'd like to find out a few more details of this, you can read our written review on the website.